Hello, creatures. A little more being in time today. Just in case I have to try to refer to a passage that I read recently from again, brief and totally inadequate notes. Just trying to offer somebody something somewhere. Anyways, Part A, Analysis of Environmentality and Worldhood in General, page 95. Our dealings in the world and with entities within the world, names of our everyday being in the world. Alright, that note is unattached. I don't know what that was referring to. Wait a minute. Okay. Names of our everyday being in the world include our dealings in the world and dealings with entities within the world. Maybe that statement is really just talking about the distinction between entities within the world and the world itself. The entities in the world are not the world itself. Okay. The kind of dealing which is closest to us is as we have shown, not bare perceptual cognition, but rather that kind of concern which manipulates things and puts them to use, and this has its own kind of knowledge. Page 96. This talk about putting ourselves into such a position is misleading, for the kind of being which belongs to such concernful dealings is not one into which we need to put ourselves first. This is the way in which everyday Dasein always is. When I open the door, for instance, I use the latch. The achieving of phenomenological access to the entities which we encounter consists rather in thrusting aside our interpretive tendencies, which keep thrusting themselves upon us and running along with us, and which conceal not only the phenomenon of such concern, but even more of those entities themselves as encountered of their own accord in our concern with them. I really like this passage. I'm not sure if the next note is attached to this. Let me see. It is. We shall call, page 97, we shall call these entities which we encounter in concern equipment. Equipment is essentially something in order to, something in the world which we encounter and can use in order to do something with. So that last brief passage about our interactions with our concernful interactions or dealings with objects and things in the world have to do with I want to talk about this, but I feel inadequate. I need to study it more. I can't really orate about it. I could, but I will make mistakes. Anyways, page 98. The kind of being which equipment possesses, in which it manifests itself in its own right, we call readiness to hand. Page 98 still. Only because equipment has this being in itself and does not merely occur, is it manipulable in the broadest sense and at our disposal. This is the special quality of equipment having this being in itself that is of use to us in order to do something, and only because it has this sort of being in itself and doesn't occur otherwise. That is why it is manipulable in the broadest sense and at our disposal. Page 101. This runs counter to the ontological meaning of cognition, which we have exhibited as a founded mode of being in the world. To lay bare what is just present at hand, and no more, cognition must first penetrate beyond what is ready to hand in our concern. Readiness to hand is the way in which entities as they are in themselves are defined ontologico-categorically. Again, I want to orate so much, but I'm either inadequate or not well versed enough in the text. Anyways, those are my short notes for today. Thank you.